plants. But that's going to be addressed by something that we've recommended for the full board to act on today, which is smoke testing both in Brunswick and on the island. We also found out about some of our projects that we had, a lot of them on board. And the good news now is the Canal Road is officially operating, the Canal Road well. And our staff did a really good job getting that moving. I'll turn it over to Commissioner Watson and let him discuss the Finance Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We had a good meeting yesterday. We discussed the two memorandums of understanding that we'll go over today. We looked at those in depth. Also reviewed the contract award recommendation for the smoke testing you mentioned. We reviewed the capital equipment purchase request for the GIS server. And Mr. Owens went in depth on our ERP procurement process for a new system we are evaluating and hope to have a decision made and installation to begin by the end of the year. And we also went over financial results for August 31st, which are very favorable.
Thank you. Before we get to the approval section, we need to have a motion to defer item 6. That was presented to the Facilities Board yesterday, and we voted to defer that until the next month. So can I have a motion to defer item 6?
I'll make a motion to defer item 6 until a future meeting.
Second.
Are there any questions? Hearing none, all in favor? Item 6 will be deferred till next month. Item 1 is minutes from August 21st, 2025 meeting. Can I have a motion to accept the minutes?
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve the August, 21st, 2025 meeting minutes as presented.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor? Motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Minutes from the August 21st, 2025 executive session. Can I
Well,
have
Mr.
no-
Chairman, noted, I joined that meeting by phone. I don't know if the minutes need to reflect that or not.
Likely do need to reflect that, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I have a motion to accept with that correction?
I'll make a motion, we accept the minutes with the modification that Commissioner Neal was also present via phone.
I'll second.
Motion and second, all in favor? Motion carries 7-0. Next item is memorandum of understanding Bay Street Water Improvements Engineering. Mr. Burris?
Yes, sir. This was discussed at the Facilities and Finance Committee meetings yesterday. The City of Brunswick has a proposed roundabout project that Mr. Klein is pulling up a concept on now. This is at Newcastle and Bay Street, right there adjacent to the County Administration Building at the Pate Building. We have some assets that we need to work on while they're doing the GDOT permitting in the area and disturbing the traffic patterns. There will be a sewer reroute to eliminate a section of sewer that is currently, would be under the proposed roundabout layout there Mr. Klein is pointing at there. And that'll be rerouted down to G Street, so that flow will go the other direction. It does not change which area, which basin it drains to. And there's also a slight water reroute on the south end of G Street right there to improve looping in the area. The city is going through engineering design at this point. They've selected the engineer, Georgia Water Environmental Services, GWS. And so this MOU is for us to pay the city to increase their engineering contract with GWS in order to facilitate the design for these improvements. The cost of these is $127,880, and it is beneficial to do this as part of one GDOT permitting package.
Yes.
Can I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that the Brunswick-Glynn Joint Water and Sewer Commission enter into the MOU with the City of Brunswick for engineering services for the Newcastle Street and Bay Street intersection improvement projects in the amount of $127,880.
I'll second.
Motion and second. Any questions?
Mr. Klein, can you tell me a little bit about how our capacity is there? And the reason I'm asking is, as we're doing these improvements, we're looking closely from a city perspective on a redevelopment of that entire block there, that parcel. So I just want to make sure that if we do these improvements, it doesn't conflict with that. And then also since we're gonna have all this stuff open, does it, do we have enough capacity to support, let's say a multi, use development that would include residential and commercial space?
Yeah, Commissioner Slavy, great question, and thank you for asking. So, yeah, these, as Mr. Burrows said, the relocation in like size of the mains and whatnot, but one of the big benefits of this is it does create a nice loop right here between our good large main out here on Bay Street and then back into G Street. So looping that is a lot, very beneficial for redundancy. There are, and I did have some pictures teed up if anybody cared to see, of one of the reasons why we do want to replace this, abandon this, and reverse this right here. It is clay line, but there are some defects in there, slip joints and that type of thing, and some significant sags that would be remedied by this being relayed. As far as capacity, available capacity, we're in great shape right now in that area.
Okay.
No capacity issues noted, and this would just be a really good time to do it, as Mr. Burrows emphasized, in tandem with the city's GDOT permit. So.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, on the side question is, has the city thought about what they're gonna do with that triangle
Yes.
and the roundabout? So the roundabout's gonna always flow into regardless of what takes place there.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and the URA, who's in charge of the redevelopment of that parcel, has received 2 responses for requests for proposal, and they're reviewing those. So I think we're within 30 days of potentially selecting a developer. So that's why, and this project probably is not gonna get under construction for 10 months, maybe something like that is what we're anticipating from a GDOT perspective by the time we get everything approved. So the timing will work out fairly close. I just wanted to make sure that our heads were in the right spot, if something that, does come of that.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 7-0. Next item is memorandum of understanding Howard Coffin Park drainage ditch crossing. Mr. Burrows.
Did that same thing yesterday.
Yeah, Mr. Klein needs to remain standing. So this is a very similar project. The city has a proposed drainage improvement project adjacent to Howard Coffin Park. We operate a well facility, a water production facility, and a pump station right there adjacent to the drainage ditch you see on the photo there. And he's moving around. Anyway, the existing lines, there's 3 lines, 2 water lines and 1 sewer force main that cross that ditch. They are currently all aerial crossings suspended in the ditch, and it is a tidally influenced ditch. And the casings are not in great shape because they're ductile iron casings, and the salt water in the ditch has eroded the ductile iron casings. There's also been significant bank erosion. So as a portion of the city's project to improve that drainage area, we would like to move forward with taking those lines underneath the new drainage ditch improvements so that they're no longer suspended in the tidal ditch. That will also eliminate any chance of anything getting blocked up against those pipes as they're in the ditch there. So this is a MOU for the engineering for that work with the city's selected engineer, Zulu Marine Services, who specializes in these tidal areas. And this also requires extensive permitting with the DNR, so it's another opportunity for us to work in the area under a single permit. So the request is to approve the MOU for engineering for this work with the city for $38,500.
Can I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that the Brunswick-Glynn Joint Water and Sewer Commission enter into the memorandum of understanding with the City of Brunswick for permitting and engineering services for the Howard Coffin Park Pipe Relocation Project in the amount of $38,500.
Second.
Motion is second. Are there any questions?
On this project, we will be able to do the pipe replacements in-house?
Correct. Commissioner Cook.
Well, we'll have another contract.
Yes.
So
Yeah, no, I know, yeah,
Yep.
I understand.
We'll contract them in-house, yes.
We are gonna contract them in-house, okay.
And the city will design it.
city will design it, and then once the city's design is complete, we'll know the new elevations, confirm everything. We'll go in first before they start doing anything.
Yeah, and we plan to go well
Deep.
under the ditch. Well under the ditch.
Yes, sir.
Because, backhoe people are very dangerous.
Any other questions? All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 7-0. Next item is contract award sanitary sewer smoke testing. Mr. Burrows.
Yes, sir. This was also presented to both the Facilities and Finance Committee meetings yesterday. We received 9 proposals to our request for proposal to smoke test 965,906 linear feet of gravity sewer as part of the request by the commission following, but prior to completing a master plan. The highest scoring proposal was submitted by McKim-Creed. McKim-Creed completed smoke testing on St. Simon's Island for us in 2018. And the cost to perform the testing, including the smoke testing, dye water tracing, and dye water flooding efforts, is $496,248.98, or 51 cents per linear foot to complete this testing. It's a 210-day contract. The initial schedule has the smoke testing portion of the work being completed by the end of January, which gives us a good opportunity to make rapid progress on the I&I in our system. The things that were pointed out by the staff that scored McKim-Creed's proposal as a positive for them is they will be creating an online dashboard of smoke testing results and plans that staff can basically get real-time updates on what is going on in the field. They will directly integrate their results into our asset management software, which will eliminate a lot of duplication of efforts, and then we will be able to actually send people with them to oversee the smoke testing process as well.
Can I have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move that the Brunswick-Glynn Joint Water and Sewer Commission enter into a contract with McKim-Creed, Inc. for 2025 sanitary sewer smoke and dye testing services project in the amount of $496,248.98.
Motion is second. Are there any questions?
I have a question. Now, so when they go through this, they're going to actually be putting information in our system as
That's
they do
correct.
it. And will that generate work orders?
Yes, they're going to be putting in the work orders with geolocating, so we know where they're at, attaching photos, and so when it comes into our city work systems, say Mr. Young's crew's out on the collection system, we'll then be able to pull up that work order, go, know exactly what they need to correct the issue.
And because of the fact that we're working right there and doing things, we should see some noticeable.
We should see some rapid decreases in flow during rain events, because smoke testing will find, if there's a manhole cover that's been knocked off in a ditch or something like that we haven't found, it'll immediately show up. And those are tremendous reductions in flow during rain events.
Maybe the week of Halloween, we might want to not do it that week.
Yeah.
Could be
They
a
will,
little
I did mention this at the committee meetings yesterday, but there will be 72-hour notifications to all the residents before they start the smoke testing. There'll be door hangers placed at every residence. And the smoke testing is a misnomer. We are not actually putting smoke in the lines. It just looks like smoke. It is a completely non-toxic situation, but people do get concerned, and we will notify public safety, because people, if they will see smoke coming out of their vent stacks on their houses and believe they have their house on fire. And that is not what's going on.
Wow. So, fun.
We also, with the City Works program, we intend to create a dashboard of defects found and corrected, so that we can keep track of all of that
And
and
you'll keep us.
keep you all informed of how we're moving through the system.
Yeah.
What % of the system on the mainland and the island are being smoke tested?
We're doing probably 40% of the mainland and a third of the island, something like that.
And these are the areas that the pump stations indicate we've got a lot of.
Right, based off of run times at the pump stations and wet weather versus dry weather.
Okay, any other comments, questions? Hearing none, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the capital equipment purchase, GIS server. Mr. Burrows?
Yes, sir. At the last meeting, we approved the licensing agreement for this year's version of GIS, but as we brought up at that point, we have to relocate our GIS data onto some internal servers. We'd previously been piggybacking with the county. Esri has decided we need to get our own system, so we have to purchase our own server here. We were able to get 2 prices for all the hardware, and you'll see some wildly different costs there. The reason for that is the main micro technologies that we are recommending purchasing here is an overstock item. However, it has never been used or configured, and it does come with all the main warranties and things that came with the original new purchase. So we were able to save a significant cost there. Jones Edmonds is a consultant that does a lot of our server configuration and IT type support work. The cost from Jones Edmonds to implement and configure the server is $18,050. So the total cost for the purchase and implementation of the server is $52,282.45. The budgeted line item in the planning and construction division for this was $56,650, so we came in a little bit under budget on this.
Can I have a motion?
I'll move that the Brunswick-Glynn Joint Water and Sewer Commission approve the purchase of server hardware from Maine Micro Technologies Corporation in the amount of $34,232.45 and implementation services from Jones Edmonds Engineering in the amount of $18,050.
Second.
Motion and second. Are there any questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor? Motion carries 7-0. Next item is infrastructure dedication and conveyance of easements. Mr. Klein?
All right, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, good afternoon again. This is our dedication memo here. We have two items on here. The first one is Sinclair Lakes, which is a result of private development on St. Simon's Island. Second one is an easement for the Wawa commercial development off Community Road 341. And I will quickly go through here. Happy to answer any questions or actually go to GIS and show you where these are. Sinclair Lakes, I will jump onto that one and show you. North end of St. Simon's Island. As we're talking here. That is a residential development just north of the intersection, about midway up Lawrence Road. And they did run a little bit of water line in there, and that is what this is. So going back here. 543 linear feet of 4-inch PVC water main and 596 linear feet of 8-inch PVC water main and associated utility easement to go along with that. Second one with Wawa is, this may be familiar to you. Wawa is a development that came in, gas station at the corner of Community and New Jessup Highway, or 341, some time ago last year. And as part of their development, they did loop in an 8-inch water main around the perimeter of their property. This is an easement that was not gathered at that time to give us full legal access to that water main that loops our systems.
They looped it all the way around the property?
Yes, sir.
Was that our first choice on construction?
So I'll
Seems a little odd.
give you a little bonus feature here.
Okay.
So our water main came through here, down Community Road right here, and essentially turned into a 2-inch and went a little ways up north on New Jessup Highway, and that's it. So we had no water essentially down here or down 341.
Okay.
We were very excited when Wawa came in to do their development because they needed water and fire protection, hydrants, that kind of thing. So at their cost, they did cross underneath Community Road, which was a difficult but challenging connection. Came across with the 8-inch. Now the 8-inch comes around down here, and then actually serves adjacent parcels down here. There's a car wash here now. They needed the water main. They extended it and dedicated it to us at that time. This easement covers that. Also, as part of that, you may remember they also extended the force main to serve their property as well, which we're also picking up additional customers down there too. So we were very excited for Wawa to install that crossing on Community Road for us, and that opens up water service down 341.
Isn't there a car wash right next door there?
There is,
Right,
Mr. Cook.
a new car
yes.
wash there, right there.
Correct, right. So it doesn't show, well, you can see the line work on here. This is the new car wash.
Right, I thought so. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that the Brunswick-Glynn Joint Water and Sewer Commission approve these requests to accept infrastructure and easements with associated documentation.
I'll second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor? Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Kurt. Executive Director's update.
Yes, sir. with Bree getting her license this month, I think that's our 15th license of the year as an organization, and we have 2 more that have passed tests and are just waiting on licensure, so we'll hopefully bring those to you in October. So kudos to our staff for continuing to jump on these licensing requests. We got several people scheduled to take additional exams as well, so hopefully we'll get a few more in before the end of the year. As we know, we have a grand jury appointment coming up at the end of the year, so it is the time where we do that. The ads will be placed in the Brunswick News on October the 2nd and October the 9th. Applications for the grand jury position will be due by October the 13th, with interviews no later than November the 10th, with a final selection made just before the Thanksgiving holiday. So,
Okay.
if you're interested, those are your dates.
Commissioners' discussion. Any commissioners have something they want to say? Chairman's update. I want to first off recognize Kirk Young. He's assumed a new responsibility at the first of the year.
First of the year, yes, sir.
And he's over the wastewater section, including Academy Creek. And that young lady that just got the award, the certification, for her to only be here from April to get a certification like that, that's pretty amazing. And the fact that, I liked it, the fact that she interned at Coastal College, and she went there. And I hope that we will continue to try to work with Coastal College to get some interns.
Good idea.
And we have some employees that have children there, so we just want to encourage, because it's in our back door, and they have environmental classes and biological classes, things like that we can use. So, and I want to commend our Todd, Andrew, Kirk, and all the other department heads on the fact that we're getting these certifications, because that means they're learning something, they're becoming more valuable with each certificate that they get. So thank you very much. We do need to go in executive session.
For property and litigation.
Okay. Can I have a motion to go into executive session?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we adjourn to the executive session for the purpose of real estate and litigation.
Session.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we come out of executive session.
Second?
Second the motion?
We got to wait on everybody
Motion
else.
second. All in favor? Motion carries.
We got a quorum, okay.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
We adjourn.
Adjourn.
Okay. We are finito.
All in favor?